huge amount of unrecorded human history beneath the ocean surface that we don't know very much about at all.
Why do we have these weird structures that no one can really explain?
If you think there's nothing more than all that has been discovered on land, space, or the ocean, you are mistaken. Let's not even talk about space. The ocean alone is an avalanche of mysteries, and one of them is the huge, miles-long structure detected moving on the ocean floor. This discovery not only shocked scientists, but gave them sleepless nights trying to figure out this creature's source, nature, and trajectory. What is this mysterious creature? How and who detected it? Join me as we unravel this mystery. The unknown miles-long structure. This huge, long structure was captured moving underwater. At first, scientists never thought it could be a living creature because this structure is reported to look like a man-made object rather than a natural one. A massive, long structure moving underwater was captured. It appears to be man-made, not natural. Estimated to be over 2.5 miles in diameter, it is surrounded by what looks like large tank tracks. Speculation suggests the tracks may be trenches or fortifications. What is most surprising is the object left a trail of about 41 miles as it traveled across the seabed of the North Pacific near California. Where on earth is it coming from, and hasn't it been discovered earlier on? This startling discovery has left scientists puzzled and amazed. If this unknown structure is indeed a man-made object, could it be a destructive weapon being transported underwater? What could be the possible explanation for this unusual phenomenon? Before scientists could find an explanation or delete it, satellite images of this object had gone viral. Of course, they deleted it, pretending like it never existed in the first place. But why would they do such, you ask? Well, this isn't the first time similar things happen. The story begins when someone using Google Earth's satellite imagery tool noticed a mysterious underwater object in motion, but could not clearly identify it. As the story gained traction and more users began exploring the ocean depths, they came across a massive, unidentified object gliding along the seabed. The object appeared to be of considerable size with a shape and structure that defied easy explanation. Its movement suggested deliberate propulsion, leading to speculation about its origins and purpose. Some said the object might be a remnant of a lost civilization, or an ancient monument lying undisturbed for millennia on the ocean floor. But a monument can't move. The apparent movement fueled another speculation of advanced technology from extraterrestrial origin. But what if it's a new species of ocean creatures we are yet to discover? Everything shouldn't be about aliens and extraterrestrial sources. Despite the numerous theories and speculations, the nature of the creature or object detected moving underwater remains a mystery. But this is just one of the numerous unexplainable mysteries on our planet. Do you know that a lost continent was found on the ocean floor? You heard that right. A lost continent discovered underwater. A lost continent discovered underwater. All through school, we were taught that there are 7 continents in the world, which is right considering what we can see on the map of our planet Earth. However, recent research has revealed that there might be an 8th, which might alter our knowledge about the history of the Earth. Geologists recently discovered a large amount of land that humanity had forgotten deep inside the Pacific Ocean. Approximately 94% of the continent is submerged. Yet, details about the landmass and early dwellers remain mysterious. You will be shocked at the information they've gathered so far. Join us as we uncover the mysterious 8th continent. This 8th continent, known as Zealandia, is estimated to be about 3,500 feet deep within the Pacific Ocean's southern region. There has been much controversy about the territory and whether it should be termed a continent or not. We all know that the prerequisite that qualifies a territory to be a continent remains controversial. It is not the same as a mountain, country, or planet. There is no institutional body that certifies a continent. Nicholas Mortimer, a geologist from New Zealand's GNS Science, who led the 2017 group, shared with Insider in an interview. Nevertheless, scientists believe a continent should have well-defined boundaries and occupy more than 1 million square kilometers. It should also be raised above the surrounding oceanic crust and have a continental crust that is thicker than that of the oceanic crust. Fortunately, Zealandia fits all of the major characteristics the scientists listed. So in 2017, a team of geologists declared it one, although not all scientists agreed. Besides, if you were to drain the entire ocean, this mass of land would stand out as a true plateau above the ocean floor. Mortimer, one of the researchers, explained. Questions arose about how long Zealandia existed, its early inhabitants, and why it went down to the ocean floor. So the scientists took rock and crust samples from this mass of land, only to find out they date back to about 500 million years, in contrast with the crusts of other continents, which are approximately 1 billion years old. However, a recent study conducted by Geoscience World found that a part of the submerged continent is twice as old as geologists previously thought, implying that it is as old as other continents. This new study ticks that final continental box. Rose Turnbull, a New Zealand geologist who co-authored the study, said in a press release, "Undoubtedly we live on top of a continent. But do you know that someone had once mentioned this continent centuries ago? The existence of Zealandia was first documented in 1642 by Abel Tasma. The experienced Dutch sailor was confident of the existence of a vast continent in the southern hemisphere and determined to find it. At the time, Europeans were completely unaware of this part of the world. However, they were convinced that a vast landmass, which they called Terra Australis, must exist to balance out their continent in the north. Although the idea of this landmass dates back to ancient Rome, it was about to be proven true for the first time. And so, on August 14th, Tasman embarked on the journey from his company's base in Jakarta, Indonesia, with 2 small ships. He began by heading west to the south, then east, and eventually arrived on the southern island of New Zealand. He certainly encountered several setbacks along the way. A notable one was his experience with the Maori people, the indigenous residents of New Zealand's islands, which undoubtedly did not go well. On the second day, the locals ventured out in canoes and attacked a small boat transmitting signals between the 2 ships, and his men were killed. Tasman named the tragic spot Moordenaars, Murderers Bay, and sailed home many weeks later without even setting foot on this new land. He was confident he had found the vast southern continent, but little did he know it was mostly underwater. Nothing has been said of this mission or the lost continent ever since, not until the spectacular rediscovery of Zealandia. Suddenly, after almost 375 years, in 2017, a group of geologists hit the headlines when they announced their discovery of Zealandia, making it the 8th continent on Earth. It turned out to be a vast continent of about 4.9 million square kilometers, roughly 6 times the real size and area of Madagascar. It houses one of the most sizable maritime territories in the world. Though every continent on the planet has different countries, there are only 3 territories in Zealandia. Aside from New Zealand, the continent includes New Caledonia Island and other Australian territories belonging to Lord Howe Island, as well as Bali's Pyramid. So far, the world's encyclopedias, maps, and search engines have been insisting for some time that there are only 7 continents. The team emphatically announced to the world that this was incorrect. After all, there are 8, and the most recent addition is the world's smallest, thinnest, and youngest continent. Zealandia was once part of Gondwana, an ancient supercontinent that formed around 550 million years ago and effectively merged all of the territories in the southern hemisphere. It occupied a corner on the eastern side, bordering several other territories, including half of West Antarctica and eastern Australia. Then, around 105 million years ago, owing to a process scientists didn't quite understand yet, Zealandia started to pull away. Continental crust is commonly 40 kilometers thick, significantly thicker than the oceanic crust, typically 10 kilometers thick. However, Zealandia's crust has been so stretched and strained down to 20 kilometers thick until it eventually sank and disappeared beneath the water. What other evidence supports the classification of Zealandia as a planet? Despite its thinness and submergence, geologists know Zealandia is a continent due to the kind of rocks discovered there. Continental crust primarily consists of igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks, such as granite, schist, and limestone, all found in Zealandia. So many things remain unknown about the continent. For instance, how did it stick together, considering how thin it is? How did it avoid disintegrating into multiple miniature microcontinents? Another puzzle surrounding Zealandia is when exactly it went underwater. Was this land formerly dry? Who were its early inhabitants? Will scientists ever find answers to these puzzling questions? Even if they do, several shocking elements still cannot be explained. The more we explore, the more we discover that we have yet to explore even a fraction of the depth of the waters. What a mystery. If you are fond of wine, this new discovery will surely blow your mind. Scientists recently found 168 bottles of champagne chilling underwater, a really interesting revelation. These champagnes are over 170 years old. The story began in 2010 when a group of divers exploring the Baltic Sea stumbled upon the remnants of a sunken trade schooner near the Finnish coast. Among the wreckage lying 160 feet below the surface, they unearthed a treasure trove containing 168 bottles of French bubbly in near-perfect conditions, despite being there for decades. Following the discovery, the local government laid claim to the bottles, but a team of scientists managed to secure a small sample of the wine for examination and tasting. What they discovered was more than fascinating. This finding offers a fascinating glimpse into the past, shedding light on traditional winemaking methods from the 19th century and the potential destination of the lost trade ship. While the labels had faded over time, distinctive markings on the corks enabled the experts to trace the original producers. Notably, among the selection of champagne houses represented was Veuve Clicquot, a renowned brand established in 1772. To delve deeper, the team compared the ancient Baltic wine with contemporary vintages. Their analysis revealed that the historic Baltic versions had lower alcohol content and higher sugar levels compared to their modern-day counterparts. Researchers attribute the lower alcohol levels to a cooler climate, affecting maturation and sugar alcohol production. Additionally, inefficient yeast and low-sugar grape yields contributed. But that wasn't all. Scientists have discovered many more mind-blowing things on the ocean floor. Some of them are other underwater discoveries that defies explanation. Ice finger of death beneath the Antarctic ice. The ice finger of death phenomenon, located beneath the Antarctic ice, is a striking natural occurrence that has puzzled researchers for years. This term refers to a unique process in which a column of supercooled water suddenly sinks downward through the surrounding seawater, leaving a trail of ice in its path, creating what is known as a brinacle. This unusual, spectacular element is a mix of brine and ice that grows downwards in the form of a finger, slowly descending and freezing everything it touches in its way, leaving a trail of frozen corpses. You may be wondering why this is so spectacular. It is an unusual underwater phenomenon. It is heavier than normal seawater and tends to sink. Though an amazing, delicate wonder of nature, it could also be deadly. Icicles are sometimes sharp, causing bruises on your skin and even breaking your bones if you come in contact with them. A brinacle can grow to reach 25 centimeters in diameter and several meters in length per day. When it reaches the seafloor, it expands into an ice sheet known as anchor ice. This ice expands fast enough to overtake starfish, urchins, and other slow-moving marine life, engulfing and freezing them to death. This process is complex to describe or even comprehend. It was first observed in the 1960s, but not until 2011 could scientists successfully record the process. The theory or factors responsible for this process remain a mystery to date. Scientists have been studying this fascinating phenomenon to better understand its impacts on marine life and its role in the distribution of nutrients and heat within the ocean. What other strange thing did the scientists detect on the ocean floor? Elongated skulls in an underwater cave. It's no longer breaking news that several ancient civilizations and caves are lost underwater, but the haunted Maya underwater cave is next to none. This flooded sinkhole is located in southern Mexico. Because of its history, this underwater cave has become an urban legend that incites fear. It's said to be an important religious site where sacrifices were once made. It frightens nearby inhabitants so much that they will never go close to it. Recently, a team of archaeologists led by Bradley Russell dared to investigate the cenote, diving into its submerged reaches. They were shocked by the remains of human bones loitering throughout the waterbeds, including elongated skulls that scientists were not able to completely understand. This has only added to the location's mystique and fear. Skull elongation, also known as cranial deformation, was a common ritual in many cultures where the skull was intentionally reshaped during infancy. This phenomenon has raised questions about the purpose behind this practice and its significance, but scientists have not been able to find answers to their numerous questions. Next was the underwater pyramid discovered in Portugal. In 2012, a Portuguese sailor claimed to have discovered a huge underwater pyramid between the islands of São Miguel and Terceira in the Azores near Portugal. At first, the sailor said he couldn't believe his sight since he was only sailing in the Atlantic Ocean looking for fish, before spotting a gigantic, perfectly shaped pyramid structure. He claimed the vertexes of the pyramids are aligned in a way that one of them points north and one points south, exactly like the Pyramid of Giza. The height is currently estimated at 60 meters, with a base of 8,000 square meters, as measured using GPS digital technology. Interestingly, this base is actually larger than that of a football stadium. Initially kept secret, the structure was later disclosed for study and eventually reported to Portuguese officials for further examination. The Portuguese Hydrographic Institute of the Navy took this up and later reported and affirmed the discovery. According to claims, it has been underwater for about 20,000 years. Considering this is around the time of the last ice age when glaciation was melting from its peak, whatever civilization, human or not, was around before the ice age could be responsible for building the pyramid. While the Portuguese authority has not determined the origins, many questioned why this was not reported earlier. What are the secrets behind the Azorian submerged pyramid? Could it be man-made from ancient civilizations or only a natural coincidence? How about the ancient Roman medications found in Tuscany? According to history, about 2,000 years ago, a ship called the Relito del Pozzino sank off the coast of Tuscany in Italy. An Italian archaeological team found the remnant of the Roman cargo vessel in the 1990s, but something else was discovered in it. This astonishing discovery was not a treasure or gold. Locked up in some tin cans that had been sealed for millennia are pills. They seemed so perfectly preserved that it left the researchers confused. Following extensive research, scientists concluded that these pills were remnants and clues to ancient Roman medicine, most likely used as an eye treatment. How true is this? Or were the pills meant for something else? Scientists are always trying to explain everything, even when things do not add up. You might wonder why the pills were still intact after so many years. From all indications, water is a natural preservative. Next is the lost city of Mahabalipuram Pagodas. Next on the list is the lost city off the coast of India. But there is something unique about the discovery of this city. Its discovery is more remarkable than the city itself. According to a myth that has spread throughout India and Europe for over 11 centuries, 7 temples once stood along the shore of Mahabalipuram. It was said that the god Indra became jealous of this earthly city and sank it during a violent storm, leaving only the shore temple above sea level. However, many people thought this lost city was just a myth because there was no scientific evidence to prove its existence until the Boxing Day tsunami of 2004. On that fateful day, just before the Indian Ocean tsunami struck, taking hundreds of thousands of lives, the sea pulled back 500 meters, revealing rocks and ancient structures. Amazingly, there were eyewitnesses, fishers and tourists who witnessed this, reported seeing a long, straight row of large rocks emerge from the water, what could have been indeed the remnants of the old temples. As the tsunami struck, the ruins were again submerged beneath the waves. Thereafter, the Indian Navy embarked on an expedition to find out more, and fortunately discovered the remains of the lost city of Mahabalipuram Pagodas. Scientists also discovered a strange sea creature called the black dragonfish. In the depths of the ocean, where sunlight struggles to reach, a mysterious and eerie creature roams. This strange being is known as the black dragonfish, With its jet-black scales that seem to absorb all light, it is a sight to behold in the dark abyss. The black dragonfish is one of the weirdest deep-sea creatures lurking in the deep oceans at about 2,000 meters. Their pitch-black color blends with their dark zone. This creature is scary-looking. It has a large head wider than its body. Its mouths are filled with fang teeth, which it employs to grab and kill any prey in a single strike. If you've ever seen the movie Alien, you will recognize the anatomy of these fish. The wild looks of this species have left many wondering whether this could be a real alien living with us. Another incredible thing found in the depths of the ocean is underground water. If there is anything that could be termed the most fascinating and mystical element ever discovered underwater, it is the cenote Angelita, which harbors a unique feature that resembles an underwater river, but is technically a halocline. It is an exquisite region where fresh water and salt water mix with a layer of hydrogen sulfate, causing a visible interface between them. Cenote Angelita is a popular dive site in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico and one of over 6,000 cenotes that dot the Riviera Maya. These cenotes were formed thousands of years ago when limestone bedrock collapsed to reveal the groundwater underneath. Cenote Angelita appears perfectly normal from the surface. It looks just like a deep, tranquil pool of fresh water surrounded by vegetation. But if you dive down about 30 meters deep, you will find something odd, a misty river flowing on its own through its clear, still surroundings. If you are into diving, you can consider visiting this summer, though some divers claim that diving through it is extremely difficult due to the cloud of hydrogen sulfide. How about the Atlantis of Japan? The Yonaguni Monument is a prominent contender for the location of Atlantis among many underwater ruins globally. Experts hail it as a significant discovery in underwater archaeology, likening it to the Bimini Road. There are ongoing debates about whether the Yonaguni Monument is a natural formation or proof of an ancient civilization. The structure's geometric nature, including reliefs resembling animal carvings and column remnants, has intrigued scholars. Many scholars believe it might be remnants of a lost civilization, possibly the mythical continent of Mu linked to Atlantis. The idea of such a civilization existing 10,000 years ago is surprising and nearly unbelievable to many. Yet, further research and evidence are needed to confirm the true origins and purpose of the Yonaguni Monument. Like all ancient mysteries, it captivates and incites debate, drawing researchers and enthusiasts to explore the underwater depths for answers. To date, the Yonaguni Monument is a mystery yet to be deciphered. But that's not all. Many other mysterious objects have recently been discovered on the ocean floor. SS Thistlegorm. In 1941, the SS Thistlegorm, a steamship serving during World War II, met its demise in the Red Sea during a military attack. After 15 years of service and voyages, the SS Thistlegorm was en route to Egypt, laden with valuable cargo of vehicles, weapons, and essential goods. Unfortunately, this cargo never reached its destination, as enemy forces targeted the ship, leading to its untimely destruction. Once a symbol of pride that braved the waves and transported vital goods, the SS Thistlegorm succumbed to the darkness of that fateful era. For years, the ship's wreckage lay forgotten on the ocean floor, shrouded in mystery and silence. However, fate intervened when the renowned explorer Jacques Cousteau and his team stumbled upon its resting place during an expedition. While they managed to salvage a few items from the ship as tangible remnants of its past, much of the vessel's cargo remained undisturbed, standing as a poignant memorial to its final moments. Another fascinating discovery is Macrina Micr. The barrel eye fish, scientifically known as Macrina Micr, is a captivating and peculiar creature. Initially discovered in 1939, it wasn't until 2004 that scientists managed to take the first photograph of a live specimen. This fish resides at depths between 2,000 to 2,800 feet in the ocean. One of the most remarkable features of the barrel eye fish is its transparent, dome-shaped head, a rarity in the animal kingdom. Its unique tubular eyes give it a significant hunting advantage. By rotating its eyes, the fish can focus on its prey while keeping its mouth in sight. These tubular eyes are perfectly adapted to capture light in the fish's dark habitat. Moreover, the barrel eye fish's transparent head enables it to see not just what's in front but also above, helping it detect possible prey or dangers from overhead. Due to its extraordinary anatomy and behavior, the barrel eye fish has intrigued the scientific community. Despite its unusual appearance, it is a remarkable testament to how evolution has shaped life in unexpected ways. Although its eerie and creepy look adds to its allure as a mysterious deep-sea inhabitant, it continues to fascinate researchers. Next is the Milky Seas effect. Sailors have always shared stories of unusual events and creatures at sea, like sirens and ominous signs. These tales are often considered superstitions. However, one particular phenomenon, known as the Milky Seas effect, has been proven to be real, even though not fully understood. Throughout history, sailors have described seeing large portions of the sea turn pale or milky white with a faint glow. Thanks to modern technology, we now know that this effect is caused by bioluminescent bacteria in the water. Although this explanation offers some insight, many questions remain unanswered. We are yet to determine what triggers these sudden bursts of bacteria or the other factors contributing to this mesmerizing spectacle. The enigmatic and extraordinary nature of the Milky Seas effect continues to intrigue researchers, highlighting the countless wonders and mysteries awaiting discovery in the depths of our oceans. Ever heard of the colossal squid? The colossal squid, also known as Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni, is a mysterious and intriguing creature that dwells in the depths of the Southern Ocean. With eyes the size of dinner plates and tentacles armed with sharp hooks, this giant cephalopod still baffles scientists to date. Fully grown colossal squids are believed to weigh up to 1,500 pounds and measure around 30 to 33 feet long. Despite the limited knowledge surrounding them, these squids are undeniably imposing creatures. Colossal squids are exceptionally rare, with very few specimens ever found. Their preference for the Antarctic Ocean and ability to dwell at depths of up to 7,200 feet makes studying and discovering them challenging. Additionally, these squids have hooks on their limbs, making them formidable predators in their underwater domain. Having such colossal squids is a sign the ocean still shelters many unexplored and mysterious creatures. The ocean is a mystery, and it's Earth's final frontier. Vast amounts of it have yet to be explored, and it was only a few decades ago that scientists assumed that nothing could live in the deepest regions. But new data has shown us that entire ecosystems thrive in the dark, and thanks to modern technology, we can now explore the ocean in incredible detail. Lastly, we have the black smokestacks. Exploring beneath the waters surrounding the Galapagos Islands leads us to discover a remarkable underwater phenomenon known as black smokers. Initially observed in 1976, these enormous hydrothermal vents emit columns of black smoke, forming a surreal and captivating underwater landscape. Some of these black smokers rise close to 200 feet tall and are located at depths ranging from 8,200 to 9,800 feet below the ocean's surface. Like industrial chimneys underwater, they release billows of dark smoke into the surrounding water when scorching hot water from deep within the Earth's crust meets the frigid ocean water, creating this eerie black smoke. The water inside these vents can reach temperatures exceeding 752 degrees Fahrenheit. Beyond their weird appearance, these hydrothermal vents play a crucial role in the deep-sea ecosystem by bringing valuable raw materials from the Earth's mantle, establishing a unique habitat for various life forms. Despite the extreme conditions, certain marine species have adapted and thrived in this harsh environment. Aquatic snails, shrimp, and colossal tube worms are among the extraordinary creatures found near these vents, surviving by depending on bacteria that utilize minerals in the emitted water. As for submarines, life on these vessels is challenging, especially for those who are faint-hearted, as it involves residing in a lengthy metal tube deep underwater where small issues can escalate rapidly. For instance, the year 1968 proved tragic for submarines, as 4 of them disappeared consecutively, resulting in the loss of 318 lives. making it the deadliest year for submarines post-World War II. The submarines involved in these incidents were the USS Scorpion from the United States, the INS Dakar from Israel, the Minerve from France, and the K-129 from the Soviet Union. Each of these submarines mysteriously vanished, leaving behind unanswered questions that have persisted for decades. The disappearances of these submarines, belonging to different countries and lost in different parts of the ocean, garnered worldwide attention. Despite extensive search and recovery efforts, their fates and the fate of their crews remain unknown. Various theories, including mechanical failures, accidents, and intentional actions by other countries, have been proposed to explain these tragic events. However, due to the secretive nature of submarine operations and incidents, conclusive answers have proven elusive. While staring at the sky all day and worrying about what's up there, we have 90% of our oceans uncharted. Thanks for watching another episode of Beyond Discovery. While you're still here, check out the other videos you see on your screen.